Welcome to AI Empowerment Speedrun episode 2. We have learned that in last video we are going to continue about prompt engineering. So what we are going to learn in this video is the basics of prompt engineering, and we are going to start the use of ChatGPT. What is prompt engineering? Prompt engineering refers to the process of crafting and refining prompts to achieve desired outputs or responses from a language model. It involves carefully designing instructions or queries to the module to obtain accurate and relevant results for specific tasks of application. In simple words, it means that you have to craft a sentence, a prompt, or a text which you are going to send to ChatGPT, and output which gives ChatGPT should match, which means that the output you give to ChatGPT and output you obtain from ChatGPT must be what you want. For example, we want output from ChatGPT about roses. So, if you start with the first prompt, question, flower. If you only ask ChatGPT flower, the answer it gives is what is a flower. But if you want to be more specific, we introduce prompt 2, name of a flower. Then we get different names of flowers such as sunflower, tulip, marigold. And if we regenerate the responses again and again, we will end up at some point with roses. But if we want the answer in the first attempt itself, we use prompt 3. Name the flower that represents love. The answer we get is red roses in particular are considered symbol of love and passion. You regenerate this response multiple times, the answer will always remain the same, red roses. This is prompt engineering. We need to specifically ask ChatGPT what output we want. The elements of prompts are context, expert persona, verbs, length and output type, task and objectives, tone, target audience, reference, purpose, and keywords. In simple words, we must provide the context for what we are writing, to whom we are writing. We must specify length and output type, whether we want in text, in bullet points, or in code snippets or table. We need to ask to put it in tone also. For example, if I am writing an email to boss, I will tell ChatGPT to use a calm tone, use a respectful tone, and if my target audience are children, then I will tell ChatGPT to write it in easier words so that they can understand. We must understand the purpose for whom we are writing, why we are writing, and provide some background information to ChatGPT so that it can generate more accurate and more conditional responses. Now we are going to learn different types of prompt. Single sentence prompt. Single sentence prompt only consists of one sentence. Translate the following sentence into French. Hello, how are you? Then multi-sentence prompt, which I prefer, is explaining the prompt in detail so the output you get is more specific. You are a tour guide showing group of tourists around Paris. Describe the historical significance of Eiffel Tower and its architectural feature. Third one, we have fill in the blank prompt. Fill in the blank is filling in the blanks. For example, roses are red, violets are dash. Fourth is question answer prompt. What is the capital city of Japan? Fifth one is instructive prompt. We provide instructions to ChatGPT to further solidify our base and output. Sixth one is conversational prompts. You are a detective interviewing a witness. It helps in conversation. It helps about communicating between us and ChatGPT. These are called conversational prompts. Seventh one is goal-oriented prompt. Write an email convincing the recipient to attend an upcoming charity event or email to a boss. We have a specific goal in mind and we want ChatGPT to achieve that goal. Eighth one is a comparison prompt. compare the advantages and disadvantages of electric car and traditional gasoline powered cars. This comparison, they can be both in tabular format and in paragraph format. 9 is a creative story prompt. It helps us to tell a story. Then we have translate. Hello, I am Aldi in French. The text gets translated in French. This is single response prompt. Then we have multi-line prompt. You are supposed to act like a teacher and explaining students about AI, be easy and concise in teaching. There we get the output about AI. We provide the conditions to ChatGPT. Then we copy this and remove the word. Then as per our above answer, fill in the blank. This is an example of fill in the blanks. Then we have give me a poem for son consisting of 4 stanzas. This is an example of instructive prompt. We get our stanzas and our poem. Then we are supposed to take a general interview. This is an example of conversational prompt where the output of ChatGPT will depend on the input we provide. First of all, ChatGPT has provided us with a question. I have answered it very vaguely at first. So ChatGPT told me to explain it in detail. Then I typed the answer in detail for it to be rated by ChatGPT. This is the answer I have typed. So following answer we have rated it out of 6 out of 10. Then give me short email to convince my boss. This is a goal-oriented prompt. We are writing an email for an holiday and we are using polite requesting language. We are given an email. Then lastly, we want to we are going to differentiate between AI and robot in tabular format as well as in paragraph format. It has given us in both. Lastly, we are going to create a poem. This is a creative prompt about Fahrenheit 451. If you don't know, it's a story worth reading. If we click on regenerate response, we will automatically click get response again. Then we are having different types of input and output. Our input can consist of text, paragraph, bullet points, and sentences, whereas output comes in the academic writing, marketing, business talks, creative writing, and other textual output. Or, in simple words, we can say that all of these can be classified under further 5 writing types, which are text, code snippets, number, links, and table. ChatGPT creates the output in only these 5 things. It cannot create an image, nor can it create any audio. We can use different AI for these such tasks. For example, give me an HTML code to turn my page blue and add few text. So this is the code snippet we get. We can directly copy the code. Then we can open a link for Google. If we click on the link, Google will get open. So it can generate links. There are different professions which AI can assume, especially ChatGPT. This is teacher, lawyer, game master, storyteller, translator, content writer, coder, code reviewer, medical assistant, travel guide, financial advisor, debater, philosopher, event planner, cook, and assistant. These are all the professions, and if you use it correctly, you can generate vast amount of data from each of them. Like example in cook, you can ask AI to be a cook and provide you recipes. Quick tip before starting, use direct instruction or a clear question. Use concise and unambiguous language. Provide any relevant information or data as content. Use example in prompts. A few short learning. I have seen the examples. Sometimes I give a prompt and then I re-give a prompt for accurate output to be generated. This is known as few shot learning. We are going to learn under the advanced, which we are going to learn later in the video, about loops. Specify the desired output format. Encourage the model to be factual through other means. This is an example of a bad prompt and a good prompt. What is a bad prompt? A prompt is vague. Write a short poem about a giraffe. You cannot get an accurate response through this. Whereas a good prompt is write a 50-word poem about giraffe who struggles with anxiety and ultimately learns to deal with and help his animal friends. Be in simple language, it would be easy to understand for children. Many other such prompts are available under ChatGPT prompts. ChatGPT bot.io cat prompts. Here are the 50 words. Anxiety, simple language, understanding for children are prompts which describe the accuracy. Then we have advanced techniques. Using a system message at your beginning to conversation can help set the context for entire interaction. See, let's play a game is a key prompt. Talented entrepreneur is a specific niche. Give it brains like Elon Musk, Einstein, Tesla combined, the IQ level of. And how many answers answer all of these? Then you have step-by-step instruction for complex tasks. For example, if you have a complex task, break it down into simple steps. How to build a website to what is the first step to build website. Role playing for creative scenarios. If your scenarios are difficult, you can ask it to role play. For example, it has asked like the IQ of Einstein and Elon Musk combined. Here, you can take the role of all of these which I have given in the previous slide. If you want, you can scroll back and see everything in detail. How role playing for creative scenarios will help us. Here, you are an experienced lawyer. So, let us understand our situation. There are few farmers who have come to us with the complaint that the factory upstream has started releasing toxic waste in the river, and the river coming here is affecting the farmer's crop. The conditions we are that we have to ask AI to become an experienced lawyer and suggest us. You are an experienced lawyer and these few farmers come to ask you help as a big corporation have started to release toxic waste to the river. These rivers flow towards fields and cause problems. This is an example of in-depth detailed prompt. Here, we have also told it to give appropriate provision and legal advice and which sections to refer. Then we have also tell them to prepare a legal notice. We have also added later that it does not affect anybody and it can freely give responses. Because sometimes if AI, when questions regarding ethics or moral is involved, AI refuses to answer. If we add these lines, AI will think this as a story and will answer whatever it thinks it is. Sometimes the answer may differ from place to place and from person to person. But it helps us to tell AI that this will not affect anything and it can freely generate responses. Now if we press enter and the prompt is gone to ChatGPT and see how quickly the ChatGPT gives us a response. But in the beginning, it adds this is not a legal advice. And it is important farmers to consult a qualified attorney to ensure the specific circumstances are appropriately dealt with. Then we can ask multiple questions using this as the base. For example, give me a 200 words notice which I can send to the corporation fulfilling all the conditions told by the farmers. Here we can get later which we can send. Obviously, in the end, it adds the note that it is not a legal advice and it's a general template and should be reviewed and qualified by a practicing lawyer. It is necessary because sometimes AI can also make mistakes. We are going to study in the common mistakes. Power of iteration and refining responses. If we don't get our response, we can re-edit the prompt. The process goes to the prompt. If we get a wrong imply, edit the prompt and give it the prompt again. Lastly, warning, common mistakes. I have told you, avoid being too vague or open-ended. Stop overloading your prompt with information. See, the information I gave to ChatGPT was perfect one. I have just given it text and have not overloaded with lots of information. Even telling it to create a notice later, avoid its overloading with information and you can generate responses appropriately. And lastly, misinterpreting the output as factual information. See, ChatGPT is a great tool, but all the output is not 100% correct. You need to verify the output with a factual source. Even ChatGPT tells you to verify it with an actual lawyer or attorney. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out our different videos. This is it for prompt engineering. I hope you have learned the basics. If you like this video enough, I will give you another video where I explain prompt engineering in detail and show you different types of prompts. Thank you so much. Bye.